Hey guys,
Hi!
thank you for joining us. Let us know how this looks and let us know how it sounds. I'm using a different microphone today, so hopefully that makes a difference. Hopefully, I have it all hooked up okay. So, thank you guys that are joining us live in the room. We got we got Kevin Garcia, Chris Vinci, Steve Dornbos, all you guys saying good morning. Well, it's actually nighttime. It's after 10:30 at night for us, 10:30 in the p.m. So thank you guys for joining us live right now in the room. We'll get to your comments and questions quick, and thank you, Imabel, for joining us
Of course, and let me say special hello to Chris Vinci and Steve Dormos.
because they supported me on Patreon. And there's a lot I want to do with this channel. There's a lot of good stuff that I want to bring you. But creating content, of course, costs money. I just got a new microphone. I don't know if you can see it. I ordered it through Amazon, had my cousin bring it out. Hopefully, this is working okay. This is just a very
Yeah.
cheap microphone. We actually did a test stream. They just introduced and they announced this like 6 months ago. YouTube announced that they're going to have live streaming straight in the app for mobile, and they just released it this week. So we tried a test stream yesterday, not like these normal ones where we run it like a radio talk show, but we just did like a random one. We didn't keep it up, the recording up after that. But it was very weird the way it worked because I guess because of our bad internet here in the Philippines, and we actually have fast internet by Filipino standards, but
Faster than the old internet connection we had.
and faster probably than the average person has, but it's still slow compared to most countries. But we did a test stream, and because of our bad internet, it wouldn't let us see ourselves on the screen. So that was kind of weird. We couldn't see ourselves because it was saying there may not be audio or video, but the people watching
Right.
live were getting video and audio well. And I kept the recording. I left it as private just so I could watch it, see what it looked like, see what it sounded like. It sounded great with this new microphone plugged straight into the iPhone. It looked pretty good considering that we were using the front camera on an old iPhone, which was actually given to me by Scott Dallin, who supported me on Patreon. And then he was getting a new smartphone, and he gave me his old iPhone. It's an iPhone 5, and on those older iPhones, the front cameras are super low quality. So unless you have a lot of like sunlight, a lot of natural light, it just looks super bad. But we did it right by the window where we had the window light coming in with the phone there and hitting us directly on the face. It looked pretty decent. It sounded good, but there were some problems with the comments. They would pop up on the screen really quick and disappear before you could barely even read them. So that was one thing I didn't like. And we couldn't see ourselves, I guess, because of our slower internet here in the Philippines. So that was, I'd like to do it again, but we'll see how it goes. I don't like not being able to see yourselves. I can't see myself right now because I actually have your guys' comments up, which we'll get to. We got Colin, who's in Trinidad. I have not been there, but I'm sure it's a lovely place. They have a lot of good track athletes from there, actually.
Is that Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes. At least that's the only one that I know about, unless there's a city named Trinidad in the
I usually
Philippines.
hear it
Oh, well, it must be the country
from
12
Miss
hours away.
Universe.
So, well, thanks for joining us from that far off place. We got Kaizen, Maiko in the room. Brian Thompson says it's 9:38 in the a.m. where he is. And we got Trekkie for Life. He says we should turn off the TV behind us. I actually was going to try and set something up. It's not working real well. I guess this would have to be closer. This is actually showing, if you can see, it's showing some old videos. You can see it better here when I put you see what's playing there on the screen. Some of my old stuff, but I think it needs to be like closer behind us. We would need to set that up for another time, set it up there. This is the new TV actually my cousin Tom gave us, which you guys probably saw in that recent vlog when he came here and visited. So you can see what's playing on there. What this video here is actually my most viewed video. We're gonna play my older films and stuff on a loop, but this it doesn't work real well when it's this far away. So maybe I'll just shut it off. But you can see this is actually my most viewed video playing. Ooh, and maybe you can see why. But let's see here. So thank you guys for joining us in the room. I'll get to some of your questions and comments before we move on with the show. And if you're listening to the recording, well, we're going to try and do these more often, I think. This is actually our first live broadcast of 2017.
Is it?
So, hi Nasser, Al Sarij.
Hi there, Nasser.
So, thank you guys for joining us. They said if this is disturbing,
Oh, Chris
maybe I'll
Kevin
just.
Garcia said it's Trinidad Benguet. Are you
He
so?
said,
Also, Chris
oh,
is
I
from
thought 12
Trinidad
hours.
Benguet. Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's all. Was it Chris who said he's from Trinidad 12 hours ago or something? Anyways,
12
what's
hours
important?
away. I thought he meant like 12
12
hours
hours
flight. I thought he's in another
away,
country.
like the distance. Oh, okay. Is that near? I'm wondering if that's near. Where did Kevin go again? I can't remember the place now. I
He
think
went
that's
to
it. Yeah, I think
yeah, he went
that's
to
where it is.
Benguet, I think.
Yeah,
Or
so that's where Chris is.
uh,
And Larissa
so
Mateo, thank you for joining
there's someone
us.
joining us from Brazil. Caraijo, if in bad Portuguese. But
Chris has an interesting question. Okay, before
I don't know that
try.
we're allowed to comment. I don't want to ignore you, Chris Vinci, but
We can talk to you in
I'm
private
not sure
too.
we're allowed to divulge other people's personal information, even though you might have seen a little bit.
But
So
Chris actually a friend. So
let's say yes. I think it's okay.
yeah, well,
It's
yeah, that's
okay.
true
Yeah, we
though.
can.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the only
yes.
question he asked, anyways.
So
Um,
maybe we'll leave it at that.
okay. Have you already said hi to Kahinde? Kahinde is to hi to you. Let me see. Try to make sure we don't miss any name. Grail Heaven. Okay. Hello. Thank you also to Colin Maharaj, Gabriel Mendoza.
Well,
There. That's a
why don't
shout out
you
for you.
guys go ahead and leave your questions and comments? If we miss them, we can always scroll back and get to them. Why don't you guys let me know how this sounds? Because I am using a new microphone. Does it sound better than my other live streams? Like I said, hopefully I have it hooked up into the computer okay. I'd like to eventually buy another microphone.
We're gonna
But
answer the question as long as you're saying joke. Okay, there. So let's try to look at other comments.
we got Susanna from Portugal. Well, greetings, guys. Thank you for joining us live. Actually, we're celebrating kind of a lot of anniversaries, are we not?
Yes, that's right.
Uh, this, like I said, they just released that live streaming app this week on YouTube. Even though it's been a long time in the making, and I've really been looking forward to that, and I was hoping it was going to work well, even though we had some problems. But it occurred to me, I've been doing live streams here on YouTube, really both you and I, because I think I'd wanted to do live streams ever since they introduced it about 5 years ago, but I didn't want to do it by myself. I wanted a sidekick, which I think,
Sidekick, not kick with this. I can show my.
well, because hosting these long format talks can be kind of hard doing it by yourself. And I wanted someone to kind of help me when I needed to like pause or take a little bit of a break. So I needed a sidekick. And that's really why I have you here in these. And people say, Travis, you do most of the talking. Well, I'm the main guy. This is the Travis Craft channel. And she's here to support me when I need times when I maybe lose my train of thought or something like that, or I just need a pause to kind of collect my thoughts and things like that. It happens. So I started with you. I don't think I live streamed without you. I waited till I came
Right.
back here so you could be with me. And I started 5 years ago. I've been live streaming for about 5 years, I believe now. And we have a playlist. Some of like we did a live stream actually on our 8th anniversary.
That's true.
And I think we kind of I can't really remember everything, but I think we talked about how we met and all that. That was for our anniversary of when we met each other. No, after knowing each other for 8 years, we live streamed it. And so I've been live streaming for 5 years, basically, roughly, or about 5 years. Also, this YouTube channel I started. When did I start it? What year?
2000, 2008.
No.
Seven.
I asked you this because I assumed that you knew what the answer was to
No,
tell
I'm
everyone.
actually thinking of the first viral video.
That was also 2007.
Oh, okay. Hold on. You were shooting Salo Salo in 2008. So that was like my
That was,
reference
but
point.
I've been doing videos for
Yeah,
a while.
yeah.
So I've been on YouTube. I've been live streaming on YouTube about 5 years now, and I started this channel almost 10 years ago, back in 2007. And YouTube was surely a different place back then because not everyone could upload a video to YouTube. They only took a few different formats, and even if you were going to shoot your own video, you had to have a camera first of all, but you used mini DV tapes. You had to shoot something on mini DV, then put it into the computer in real time, and it's like it did it in real time. So if you shot for 5 minutes, it would take you 5 minutes to get that footage. If you shot 10 minutes, it would take 10 minutes. Real time it took to get into the computer. Then you had to change format through like an editor or something like that to one of like the three formats that YouTube would take. But I started doing that back in 2007, and I was very blessed because many of my early videos had a lot of success. Some of them I actually made private, my first couple of videos. If you try and go to my oldest videos on this channel, you won't find them. But one of the very first ones, I think it was like my third one that I did two like really brief tests, and then I did like when I did the famous adobo video, that was still really just testing out the equipment. That was maybe the third day that I actually had my camera and microphone and tripod that I went out and bought. And I did that, edited it in Microsoft Movie Maker, uploaded it. I thought it was kind of cute, but I didn't think anyone would ever see it. And then thousands of people started watching that every single day. So I was very blessed, most especially now when people are trying to start out on YouTube, it can be a long time, if ever, before they achieve that kind of success. So, but part of the reason I think it was a hit was I wasn't trying to make a hit. I'd never even heard the term viral video or anything like that. It was a little bit of accidental magic.
There are actually many things, many events in your life or projects actually that you did in terms of acting, modeling, and all these other things that you've done before you started making YouTube videos. I think those were very interesting things you could have featured on videos. But of course, you didn't start yet. At least now you can keep featuring more interesting things that we could share with them, with you guys.
It seems a lot of these guys are living in cold weather right now. I know we got Brian Michaluk in the room out there in Canada. Hey, how's it going, eh? Out there in Canada. That was a bad attempt at a Canadian accent. So, but
No comment. I cannot really
she
say
doesn't
anything
know the
about that.
difference.
Hi, Brian
It's subtle.
Michaluk.
It's
Brian
subtle.
Michaluk is from Canada, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So I was looking at his comment. It's a cute it's a cute emoticon.
Here's Chris Kevin Garcia. He has a very interesting comment here. He says, your videos has been viewed to us in our accent training in call centers.
Which particular video did the call center show you then?
It's kind of funny that he leaves this as a comment because so many people that work in call centers have actually told me the exact same thing where they say, oh, I work in a call center and in our training, they have us watch some of your videos or one of your videos or something like that. So I've heard from so many people that work in call centers come up to me and they say, hey, we watched your videos in my call center training. That's kind of surprising to me, but I guess it's a fun way to do their training because I wouldn't think it's not like I made my videos thinking, oh, this is for a call center, this will be perfect. So it's quite fascinating to hear that people are watching, they're finding me in a
This is
very
not actually the
unconventional way.
first time that we heard the same feedback. Just like what Chris Kevin Garcia said. I'm wondering which video or which videos were shown on your
He
training.
says the adobo manok. My
Okay.
first really big
Well, the
hit
call
video.
centers, most of the call centers here cater to clients in US, UK, and other Western countries. And I think it's because the trainers want the call center agents, the new call center agents, to see or to observe how an American sounds, even when you as an
Speak
American
Filipino.
speak Filipino, and it's still like the accent, still that American accent, that American English accent, even when you speak it. It's cute actually. Well, thank you. I wonder what call center you are working
If
at.
you're allowed to say. Brian Michaluk,
Yeah, it's not.
Canadian Brian Michaluk says, I will teach you to say toque or toque, toque,
Okay.
toque, next time I am down. Is that a Canadian word? I, I haven't, it's spelled like torque, but no R, so it's not torque.
If it's Spanish, toque.
Maybe that's a Canadian thing. I wouldn't know what that means. You'll have to leave a comment, Brian.
Brian Thompson, snow here in Connecticut. John Horton, just above freezing here in the UK. Really, you know what? It has. We've been feeling the cool breeze here in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's almost down to 70 degrees
Whenever we
Fahrenheit.
go outside, we could feel it. I was thinking, what's this? Is this breeze coming from places that are snowing right now? you know, they say this phrase when they deliver weather reports like cold front. I'm not sure what that is. If you guys are familiar with that, enlighten me, please. But I have to research on that. But maybe that's like they call this what they call cold front, what we're experiencing here.
And you
So
just had a client from the UK, which we just released the full documentary. We originally released it in pieces as different vlogs, but I stitched it together and made like a full movie, a full documentary of it. So that was uploaded last week, where you had a client from the UK
and for the
that you were
benefit of
taking out.
those who may have not seen the video yet, client referring to a client for an executive tour that I
A
manage.
luxury tour. I'm not
It's
sure they know
it's
that
a
what
it's a
executive means.
VIP it's a
Yeah,
VIP
high end,
tour.
very high end.
Yeah, and he's from UK, and I'm so happy that he really had a great time on his trip, and he is coming back actually, but
That's
he'll be
right.
coming back to visit his fiance again. So, yeah, that's
Very
really
cool.
that's really very
And you
nice
have
to
some other
hear.
trips coming up for people from other
Yes,
countries that
I
you're
have an
organizing.
upcoming tour to manage, and he is an American. The client is an American, and I'm looking forward to meeting him and to managing the tour as well. So there, let's see. I think we have more comments, and thank you really guys for joining us. And
Nathaniel Lawless says, "Hey guys, I believe he was in our test stream testing that mobile app yesterday."
oh
So
yeah, he was with us on the live stream,
here's a
Nathaniel.
question: what is your view of Bacolod, Philippines as a retirement destination? Well, I'll say this: they have some very good chicken there, very good chicken recipes. Bacolod is
Bacolod
famous for
is
its chicken.
yes,
Seriously.
that has Bacolod chicken. Like you'd see restaurants
But
like
what
that.
do I think of it as a retirement
As much
destination?
as he wants to tell you how
It's
it is as a
well,
retirement destination.
it's kind of funny because he's asking a guy that's very far away from retirement, but that's not a problem for me my age. But really, honestly, I would have to know more about you to answer that and what you want out of life, what you're looking to do, why you would want to live there of all places in the world. Why that? I mean, I'd really have to know a lot more about you personally, because it's not. Is it a good retirement destination? It's is it a good retirement destination for you? Would it be a good retirement destination for my grandpa? No. But now maybe for you, maybe it would be great. It depends on the person, and you have to know about that. Susanna Ribeiro says, I love the video with your parents. It was so sweet. Well, thank you for that,
Oh, thank
Suzanne.
you, Susanna.
That's some of my best work. Redstone Plays has joined us. I believe he was also in our test stream when we were testing out the new app yesterday. And we'll give that app another chance one of these days.
Just
I was a little
yeah,
disappointed,
in
though.
addition to what you were just talking about, if it's really important to consider what you like, your preferences. your personality in terms of the place where you want to retire, right? So just like what he was saying, it could be good for him or for another person, but it might not be good to you or to your needs. So, but I personally haven't been to Bacolod, but I have met many friendly people from Bacolod because I used to work for a game show, TV game show, and one of the shows I handled was, yeah, it was a game show, like what I've said, and I we had contestants from different places in the Philippines, and we had many contestants from Bacolod that I've met. They're very friendly, they're very sweet. So, but I haven't been there yet. So, yeah, but I think it's a nice place.
Well, I've eaten their chicken many times. Seriously, I have. That is like one of the main things they're known for is their chicken. So let me see.
There's
I
an
think we're
interesting
missing.
question. I can't remember who left
Let
it,
me scroll back.
but it there from Steve E. What made you decide to stay in Manila area?
Oh, I've covered that.
In previous live streams, but
I've covered. No,
since
I've covered that in a lot of videos.
videos
This
as
is where
well.
the action is. I covered this even actually. I think I touched upon this in the test live stream
That's what
that we
I
did
said.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Cleo says, "Hi Travis, and you're very maganda asawa." Well, salamat for that.
Thank you.
Kobe Tan says, "Have you been to Cagayan de Oro?"
That's in Mindanao.
Yeah,
Not
that's in
yet.
Mindanao. No, I have not, but I do have a friend from that area. A friend that I met back in 2003, actually, on my
She's not
first
from
trip.
there.
She's from that area, though. She's not from there, but she's from. That's like the closest major city to her, I believe. So he's also asking. Don Smith is also asking what we think of the Mascara Festival. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's very festive. It's very colorful.
It's.
Just like when they just had Sinulog Festival in Cebu. So that's another big festival in the Philippines every year.
I don't want to be I don't want to be a killjoy, my friend, but I was going to say it's just another festival. Every little town and every place, every barangay, every meaning like every neighborhood. I guess that's what you'd say a barangay is. They have their own festival, and when you've lived here, this is just a totally honest answer. I'm not trying to be a killjoy, but when you've lived here, and the mascara one is probably one of the most famous ones in all of the Philippines. But when you've lived here for a long time, when you've been here a lot, and you feel like you've experienced almost everything, they kind of blur together, and it's like it's just another festival. And a lot of the times, I don't even like being around them because they can be quite noisy. You definitely don't want to really live or be trying to sleep when they're having one of those. So I don't mean to be a killjoy, but to me, a lot of that stuff is kind of all the same. But that is probably one of the more famous ones.
Sinulog Festival, Mascara Festival, and all these other festivals in the Philippines. They're actually held in celebration of a feast day. It's a celebration of a feast day of a saint, Catholic saint. So that's
There's
what they
one in
do.
Quezon City here where they do one for St. Travis.
Yeah, right.
The- there is no St. Travis actually.
The Vatican may not approve that.
Maybe, but maybe there will be someday, as long as I watch my P's and Q's.
Chris Gavin Garcia said, "Try visiting Batanes, guys. That's part of our list." Yeah. Have you been there, Chris Gavin? It's
Let me
very
scroll
far from
down.
where we are, but it's a very nice place to visit.
Vin L says they said they were watching my videos and they saw a notification that I'm live. Well, thanks for joining us live, Vin.
I agree with Vin L. When you go to Cagayan de Oro, you should try river rafting. The first time I heard about it was from a friend who is now in UK. He used to live in Cagayan de Oro, and that's what he was talking about. And that's like one of their best tourist activities. So yeah, that would really be fun. And let's see.
Go ahead, even though I looked at us there for a minute. I can't
Okay.
look at us and see the questions at the same
Steve
time. Sorry.
E asks, what is your best and worst experience at the airport? This is something actually that has been featured in the vlogs, but
Yeah, I've covered a lot of
yeah,
times that we've been at the
but
airport.
we
Haven't had
can,
any bad experiences at the airport really lately.
thankfully.
But the one thing that comes to mind is one of my viewers. They got picked. This was maybe 2 years ago. I think this happened. He got pickpocketed in line before he even passed through immigration. He was like in line, like somewhere in the airport. It might have been on his way to immigration, and someone picked his pocket and they stole his cell phone. And I'm actually very glad he told me that so I can warn other people that even just because you're in the airport doesn't mean you're totally safe. You have to watch your belongings. And but he had like a new smartphone that was stolen. So bummer, but at least he told me, and now I can tell all you guys and tell
It's a
everyone that
very
comes
good
here and visit.
reminder.
So
Yeah.
so that maybe we can prevent something like that. It's very hard to believe that that happened, but you know, I know he wasn't lying about it, so it's quite wild.
Yeah, and well, it was not a very bad experience, but one thing that I remember is when we took mom and dad to the airport for the return flight to US, and as soon as we got off the cab, there was a guy, a porter, who approached us, and who was so aggressive to really get the luggage and put them in the cart, and then without saying anything. It was like, because we know that Filipinos are very friendly, right? Very generous, very hospitable. So if you are not Filipino, although I was there, you could just say, "Oh, they're so friendly, they're so helpful," and all that. But when we got to the entrance, near the entrance of the departure area, he was already like charging. I was like, "What? What's this for?" And then he said, "You have to go to the," because they were gonna get inside to still assist mom and dad with the luggage. And then they said, "Oh, please go to the booth to pay." I was like, "Why? Why do we need to pay?" Apparently, they charge that, but they never said a word before they even grabbed the luggage from the cab. So that's something that we always remind our friends and guests and viewers like you, that if someone assists you with their luggage who has a card, ask first, is this, are you going to charge me for this? But for sure that's charged. Then if you don't want to pay for that service, if you don't really need that, might as well tell him, no, I don't need that, thank you. So you can you can just easily pull a card from the queue anyway, so you can do it on your own. There, that was it. But so far all our airport experiences were good.
We've documented a lot of them have been in our vlogs lately. Just especially watch the last documentary. We showed some, although we showed a lot on the
You
airplanes.
just really have to be extra cautious and
You just really have to watch all my videos. Sorry, I know that I know it takes a lot of time.
exactly.
Sorry, I don't have a better answer for you, but it's a good answer still because you'll be entertained. It will be time well spent. I promise it's not going to waste your time. So I know that's kind of, and for me, it's honestly, of course, it's not practical for me to think that everyone should have seen every video I ever made. I know that's not the case, and I know most people's viewing habits are they watch a video, then they subscribe, then they just watch whatever came after that, and they don't go to your channel to go through your back library. Although you should, I was actually going through some of my older videos recently, and I'm amazed by how many views some of them have.
Yeah.
So blows my mind.
Before we move on to another topic to talk about, Steve E added, I believe you, I caught the customs guy trying to steal my camera while he distracted me to get tape while he caught my box. Wow, really? When was that? Is this already the time of President Duterte? Well, I was just wondering. And let's see, Don Smith, do you think tourism to the Philippines will diminish because of the president of the Philippines policies, the amount of deaths occurring that is making national news?
As long as there's horny men, there will be men coming to the Philippines. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a very politically correct answer, but I said the first thing that came to my mind. If I'm going to be brutally honest with people, there's guys that come here because and I even in running my own channel, I've kind of had to face this a lot. Why are people even interested in the Philippines? For one thing, why are all these people happen to be male? If we're going to be brutally honest, they like women. Whether they're coming for cheap sex, they're sex tourists, or they're looking for a life partner.
The love of their life.
There's a lot of that as well. So it's not all black and white, but it all comes back to that. And I was trying to think even earlier tonight. I watched this interesting video. I can't think of the title of it, but this guy, he's from either Ireland or Scotland, and he was talking about nightclubs. Why nightclubs are bad? Because they make a lot of the guys that go there feel bad because they're all trying to hook up. They're sexually frustrated guys trying to hook up with girls, and girls are there trying to look sexy and get attention from men and get free drinks from men. By the way, when I would always go to bars and clubs, I've never, because this is something that was mentioned and I didn't know that this happened. Because in all the bars that I've went to, all the nightclubs I've went to, I've never bought a drink for a woman in a bar. But maybe that's part of the reason I had such good success going to them. I didn't play into their hands. You can't just give women what they want. And he said like there's so many times when you'll buy a woman, guys will buy these women a drink, and then after they buy them a few drinks, they like, oh sorry, I have a boyfriend. It's like first of all, they should have said that from the get go, and second of all, if they really have a boyfriend, do you think the boyfriend would appreciate them making themselves look sexy, going to the bar and having strange guys buy them drinks? But I never bought a drink for a woman. He also like said some interesting things. These places they're really not fun, and to cope with it, guys they have to drink lots of alcohol because they're really just full of anxiety and not having fun. And he said when you see these places sober, you really see just how disgusting and depressing they are. But I never drank going to those places, so I was always sober going to bars and clubs. I didn't feel that way, I guess, but
That's good.
I
Stay
did.
sober.
It was always easy for me to hook up in bars and clubs and stuff. Not that I necessarily, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good place to, but after watching his video, I can definitely see how a lot of guys would have those experiences. So, but it was a really interesting video. I just wish that I knew the name so I could share it. You kind of listened to it.
Yeah, but not totally because I was working on some paperwork. Um,
But I got a little sidetracked because like the first thing that came to my mind is something very politically incorrect. So I mean, sorry, there's not necessarily a nicer way to say it. Sorry, there's not a more Christian way, a more wholesome way to say that. But that's honestly what came into my mind, and I just said it. Just there's some real talk with you guys. Hopefully you don't mind.
well, I
I'd,
can't really say
I'd
anything.
like to,
I don't really like it. You know this. I don't really like it whenever like he says that. But
guys. I'd like,
that's reality though.
well, guys, I'd like to say, oh, this is a safe place where you're not going to be offended. But even though I run a pretty wholesome and clean ship here, I can't say that. Some of you guys might be offended by some of the things I have to say. Even like when the woman from YouTube had that private meeting with us, she thought I'm a little too hardcore. I'm a little bit, oh, I'm not suitable for 12-year-olds, even though I think otherwise. Uh,
Well, she said that, but look at whenever there's so many people we bump into, in the one was in the bag, in a grocery store, in the mall, and just everywhere. They tell you, oh, my son or my daughter, they like watching your videos. They're a fan. This and that. Remember that one time we went to the movie and then we were with Reggie, but last time we actually, and the dad took a photo, asked to take a photo of you with the son, and then one was at the bank.
and that happens all the time.
Yeah, I
People
mean,
come up to me with
but
their kids, or they say, my kid loves you.
that's what really happens. But according to her, that's how it is. So anyways, we can't really please everyone.
Sometimes we got to be real, and sometimes too, a little bit of sexuality is not so bad. You come to my videos, you don't see me cussing all over them. You don't see me talking about, oh yeah, guys, guys should drink and do drugs. Yeah, I'm not trying to promote like a lot of these type of things that I just think are unhealthy or bad for people. But I don't think a little bit of sexuality at times is inappropriate or is it bad for people. I don't really buy into that. Context is a big thing too.
Right.
So
And also, when you say something, I've actually shared this on my Facebook page. Anything that you share, even though you merely express a pure positive thought or perception about anything, if the person is negative, it would still be negative on the person. He or she would still have a negative reaction because he's merely negative. So it really depends on the person reacting to the video or to whatever you share. You know.
well, it's just like this week I posted on Twitter, which also connected to my personal Facebook page. I tweeted out 2017 has been a great year for me personally, and it's a great year for the United States. And I got so much hatred and like, oh my God, you Trump supporter. No, it's a terrible year. First of all, like I didn't say anything about Donald Trump one way or another on it. And now you can read in and believe whatever you want out of it. But all these negative people, all these people on Facebook, I'm going to unfriend you. You're stupid. You're an a hole. People cussing me out just for tweeting out 2017 has been a great year for me personally and a great year so far for the United States. So it got so much hatred. It's unbelievable. All these closed minded, intolerant people that hate Donald Trump and hate
And
his
he didn't
supporters.
even.
I didn't even mention them, that they can't
Yeah.
tolerate a difference of opinion. They're all about diversity, unless it's diversity of thought, these people.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm looking at the post I had on Facebook actually.
Do you want to read something or should I move on?
It's up to you.
It's up to you. Do you have something?
Maybe we could go back to the older.
Well, I wanted
Comments.
to. There's a comment here that I
Go
kind
ahead.
of want to say something about this from a local Filipino. Chris Kevin Garcia says, "Yep, you're right, Travis. Sex tourism is the main reason." Shout out Angeles City. Well, yeah, there's a lot of that. That's like probably half of it. It's just like sex tourism.
Oh, we just watched a documentary.
Yeah, but we can talk about that a little
Okay,
bit
later.
later because
Let's
that
save
there's
it
a
for
lot.
later.
If we talk about that, there's a lot to get into, and I think a
Yeah.
lot that these guys would really be interested in.
We wouldn't want to scare you.
But maybe we would want to scare them. But yeah, like kind of like what I was saying before. Yeah, some of them it's just about sex tourism, and then there's like half the other guys they're going because they're they're kind of sick of like at least I don't their perception of what Western women are like, and it's kind of this that's what reminded me of the video about nightclubs. And this part of what he was talking about in the video that he got off talk on a little bit of a tangent talking about was how it's stuff about like how women, a lot of them would be happier staying at home, having kids. And you were asking me like, what is this guy, a Christian or something? And I said, no, actually, I think this guy's an atheist, but he's also considered a right wing. He's considered a right winger just because he talks about things, saying like talking about families, getting married and having kids, not being a promiscuous slut. Just because he talks like that, people like they push him into this guy's a right winger just because he thinks having a family is a good thing. That's how extreme our society's gotten these days. Like there's so many people that are to the extreme left that even if someone says something that's a moderate or even it's really not even a political message, just saying that it's people should get married and have kids. It's great. People politicize that so much and that he's a right winger, man. It's like 20, 30 years ago, it wouldn't have been like that. Even on Family Ties, it was on TV earlier tonight, and the parents are extreme liberal and leftists.
Yeah.
However, that's from the 80s, and back then, like even though they're liberals, they still had they were still happily married. They were raising their children, trying to make a good life for their kids. Nowadays, if you wanted to portray liberals on TV, they would have to be telling their kids, "Oh, you should become a transgender. or you should use some of these they'd have to make it really extreme. Whereas liberals and leftists not so long ago were not to that extreme end, and in fact, not all of them are, of course. But we've definitely seen a lot of extremes lately. That's for sure.
The world has got so weird, even weirder.
Here's a comment I'd like to comment on from Norwegian Polar Bear. He says, if you expect to hook up with a serious girl at nightclubs like High Society, which apparently that's the name of a club in Angeles City, he says,
Oh,
you're
okay.
living in a dream world. I said that in a video like maybe 4 years ago, kind of a little bit older video,
Hmm.
like where there's so many guys that they go to Angeles City. This is actually goes back to that documentary that we were bringing up that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's so many guys too that they think they're gonna find the love of their life or a good partner going and picking up a prostitute in Angeles City or something. And there's an old saying, you can't make a whore a housewife. It's not gonna work out. And if you want now, we could talk about that documentary because this transitions to it.
Let's take a little break by reading, by sending a shout out to other people who are joining us if you want, or you just wanna.
Let me see. I missed some of these comments. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get down to them, but I think we can. I think we can. You guys can keep leaving the comments, and you guys can keep leaving the comments. Let's just talk about that documentary here. I don't want to. I don't want dead air here. I got to keep it moving along, guys, for you, especially guys that are watching on the recording. But
Alter Ego said, mga pagbati mula Bosnia. Nice upang makita ka. Well, thank you for the effort to write in Filipino. Mas salamat sa iyong pagbati, Alter Ego.
well,
Okay.
anyways, you brought up this documentary about a week or two ago. We watched a documentary. It's also on YouTube in its entirety. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it, but in the documentary, a guy from Britain came over and he started hanging out and partying in the bars in Angeles City. And a lot of these girls, too, they were underage and stuff working in these bars. But he was partying. He met one. He ended up making her his wife. And this is a girl from a very poor background. She even told her parents at, I think, age 13, they said, I'm just going to move to Angeles City and become a prostitute to make money. And the parents seemingly were totally okay with it. At least that's the way the documentary portrayed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, but the whole thing's on YouTube that I'm sure a lot of you guys would be interested in. So he meets this prostitute in Angeles City, this British fellow, and they end up getting married. They have two kids. And what happened to this guy, Imabel? Cut to the chase. What happened to him?
Do I
Spoiler
really
alert.
have to say it right away? Okay, well, actually, the British guy treated the Filipino wife so well. The mother at oh here before we
Go
get to
ahead.
that, the best friend who's also I think a British or American
I
of
think he
this
was an American
British
guy.
guy, the people close to him warned him about about this Filipina girl.
Because they start other people started realizing she had a local boyfriend on the side while she's married to this British guy, and the British guy wasn't an old guy
Hold
either.
on, even the mom when the mom of the British guy visited, she said something about the Filipino wife, and then the British guy said, "Oh, she's a princess, so she doesn't really have to work, like to do
Well, the
chores and all
mom
these other
noticed too,
things."
like she would always be texting on her cell phone, and then like she would walk away, and like when she thought she's out of earshot, she'd hear her on the phone like giggling in a very flirtatious way. So it was clear that she had a boyfriend while she was married,
And
and
they already have two kids.
and the mom also said her behavior, she was extremely lazy. She'd lay around in bed all day. And they had to hire one or two maids just to raise the kids because she was so lazy. She wouldn't even raise the kids. And like she confronted her son about how lazy the daughter-in-law is. And he said, but mom, she's a princess. She doesn't have to do anything. It's like, really? Really, she was just a totally uneducated. She didn't even know how to read, they said. She was totally uneducated. She's really, I would say she's a barbarian, but that would be overstating it. That's an insult to barbarians. Is what I'm trying to say. So, so what happened to this guy eventually? Even
Unfortunately,
though his American friend
unfortunately,
warned him.
despite the warnings and heads ups and all these things that he received from the people close to him and really cared for him, he ignored them, and so he was he was killed by the boyfriend,
He ended up dead as a doornail.
the Filipino boyfriend of that Filipino wife.
And I can't say I feel sorry because he was warned. His American friend said to him, "Look, these people, they can get crazy. You don't know what they'll do. They could even kill you." And he said, "They won't kill me. I'm the golden goose." And his friend said, "Well, that's a bad metaphor because they ended up killing the golden goose in the story, and they ended up murdering him." And is what she did. She had her boyfriend or her boyfriend's friends go in and murder him. And she would have totally gotten away with it too. It seemed the police didn't even want to investigate it.
I
They want
feel so bad for the mother of the British guy actually, because she and her family had to spend what's that, millions or thousands of,
well,
I don't
basically, here's what
know.
happened. The police didn't really want to they didn't even really want to investigate. They want to go with the story with it must have been some business associates of his that are from another country. Maybe because they're lazy, they don't want to investigate it. And it's easier to let's not make our own people look bad. Let's not make our own country look bad. So let's just say some foreigners did it and like leave it at that. But the mom wouldn't let it go. She kept pressing and pressing the issue. I think she ended up spending around $70,000 US. I think they said over 50,000 pounds she spent, and eventually they were able to catch the woman. They and not I mean they actually got justice. They got her not catch her, but they got her charged, and she was found guilty. So now she's serving a 40-year sentence apparently in a Filipino prison.
And she never admitted.
She won't admit it, and she doesn't seem like she has any remorse at all. Cold blooded.
I know that's so crazy, right? But I would say it is a big blessing for the mom of the British guy that the brother-in-law, right, of that Filipino wife admitted to 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 taking part, but he was just in
Someone that was involved
he
admitted. I
was
can't
just
remember
waiting
how he
in the
was
getaway
related.
car,
Yeah,
I think. He didn't
he
really,
waited in the getaway
yeah,
car. He was there. He waited
he
with her.
didn't
Yes,
do,
he
he
didn't
didn't,
actually murder. So I
yeah.
guess that's part of the reason he was okay, like
And
telling the story.
I think for him it would be a lighter. I don't know if he
I
had
don't. They didn't
to
really
go to
say what
prison.
happened to him. Maybe that was the deal. As long as he tells the truth and turns over those other guys. I don't know. They didn't really say what happened to that guy.
Well, I mean, the Filipina wife comes from a very poor family, uneducated, not really civilized, but there are still many Filipino families who, despite their lack of education, are raised with strong values. And they would not have an ultimate goal in their life to work in a club, to work as a prostitute, to be able to fulfill all their other goals in life. You know, that was just so crazy, like how it was like that for her. And
Here's a question related that Gringo V says, what happened to the children? They ended
the
up going,
custody,
yeah, they
yeah,
went to England and they lived with their grandmother. And the
yeah.
grandparents or the grandmother is raising the children because the mom is in prison now. The dad is dead, so they're being raised by the grandmother in England. Although now she's raising people that have the DNA of a killer. And is it nature or nurture? Is that why she's an evil killer that has no remorse? Uh, Science hasn't proven one way or another. That's still the debate, nature versus nurture. But they are carrying the DNA of a killer. It kind of makes you kind of wonder, hey, if it is nature and it's in their genetics, then you got to worry about the future of those kids that they brought over to England.
But well, God's grace can overpower anything. So that's just something that I would hope for them.
They're not bringing their best people. They're bringing their killers. They're bringing drugs.
Um,
Okay, there's no more impressions. I couldn't resist that.
that's funny. Okay, so let's see. Um,
What I would say the moral of that story is, though, one thing that I get is so many people they stereotype Filipinos and Filipinas. A lot of people they'll either tell you they're all bad, just like that woman was evil, and there's definitely a lot of that, or they'll tell you they're all good, and that's definitely not the case. People, I hate when people overgeneralize to that point where it's like Filipino people, they're all good or they're all bad. Well, no, it's like everywhere else. Some people are really wonderful. Some people are some of the most evil people that you'll meet anywhere in the world. And there's a lot in between. There's those gray areas. So, but that's one thing that I don't like that really drives me crazy because I feel it's very ignorant when people overgeneralize and think that because think about the population here is over 100 million people. You can't just paint with such a broad brush that they're all good or they're all bad. It's very naive, very ignorant to try and do it. There's lots of wonderful people. Some of the most wonderful people in the world are Filipino, and some of the most evil people in the world are Filipino. They have everything.
well, wherever you go, any country, any nationality, there
Yes.
will be both good and bad. So it's we just have to be really be wiser.
I know, and just look at how well. I'll say this: there is one country that's the exception, where they're all evil, and that's the country of Russia. Those evil
According to
Russians. Well, Hillary Clinton and John Podesta, they told me this, and they look. Hillary Clinton and John Podesta, they don't lie, okay? They have the pizza parties, hashtag Pizzagate. John Podesta has the little girls in the hot tub for him. They're flying in the hot dogs. They have the pizza related map handkerchief with a map on it. So look, I trust. If there's anything that I know, it's that Hillary Clinton is totally honest and would not lie. So all Russians are bad, especially Vladimir Putin, who got on his laptop and he hacked John Podesta's emails and those evil guys. And now it's like a lot of our politicians they want to start a war with Russia, and it's like they want to volunteer Americans to go over there and fight because John Podesta's emails were hacked because they claim it's by Russia. They haven't shown us any actual evidence that this was the case,
that's
but of
crazy.
course we should just take their word. It's like the word of God
Well,
when the Clintons tell us
speaking
something.
of Pizzagate, pedophilia, I it was good news to me when I heard about. Where did I hear this again? Where did I read this? I can't exactly remember. That they started arresting pedophilias in different parts of U.S. They should do that all over the world, you know, because you cannot really. Here's the thing: many people still do not know or do not believe on the Pizzagate. For me, whether it's proven true or not, it's always safer to just be mindful of these things.
I,
It could never be
I want to say
impossible for
this.
that to happen
I'll
though.
get to that, but I want to apologize to Gringo. Gringo, I did that by Gringo V. I did that by mistake. So just wait 300 seconds. I'm very sorry about that. I put him in a timeout. I hit a button. I didn't mean to do that, Gringo V. So I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Gringo V,
You're asking
sorry.
good questions. I don't know that there's a way I can reverse it. I'm trying to find. I'm
What does that mean? Because I mean, it's kind of hard to do this multitasking when you speak when we speak to you at the same time, especially Travis. Travis speaks at the same time. He has to do this typing and all these other things on on the website. Unlike other podcasts and live streams, they really have a designated
I
person
don't
to just do stuff like that.
I don't know. Like it's very hard to.
Let me try to do it and
I
you
don't
keep
know that I can. I
talking.
don't know that I can reverse that.
Um,
What did I just?
Oh, you just did it again.
That one I wanted to do. I'm trying to like reverse that Gringo V. I'm very sorry. I don't want to put our. I don't want to put good users in timeout. There's a thing to put someone in timeout. Someone's asking what it is, Glass Legend. Uh, if someone's getting unruly and you want to silence them for a little bit but not ban them, there's a feature to give them timeout. Somehow I hit the timeout button on one of our users,
Well, Gringo
and I
V,
didn't mean to do that.
if the
Sorry.
question that you posted or comment you posted is not here anymore, feel free to post it again, okay? So we can still address your question if it is a question. And sorry, really,
You're
for
gonna
that. I
have to
didn't
wait. You're
notice.
gonna have to wait a few minutes. I'm very sorry about that. Uh,
Hmm.
but you were talking about Pizzagate, and we've talked about this a lot in the last year. A lot of people liked it, a few people didn't like it. Understandably, it's uncomfortable. Some people are very in denial about that, but it's been in the news. Unfortunately, it hasn't been a major news story, but last week in California, almost 500 people were arrested
Oh yeah, that's the thing I was
for
talking
pedophilia.
about.
But that's what you were bringing up. That almost 500 people in the state of California in one week were busted for like pedophilia. Anthony Weiner himself out there in New York, I think he was charged with child pornography, and I believe it's because he was sexting a 15-year-old girl.
Wow.
So, and I know a lot of you guys don't hear this in the news, so that's what we're relating to you. So, but that's it. Like I got distracted when I accidentally put that guy in timeout. Sometimes I think too, like you're hitting things and they're scrolling.
Yeah, the comments are moving so fast. So like if you click something, it could be easy to make a mistake on which, name or line you're trying to click on.
So Glass Legend says, "Wow, that's a lot of people." Yeah, almost 500 people in one week in the state of California. That is a lot. And they told us Pizzagate was fake. And they said it was debunked, even though they didn't give us any reasons why it's actually debunked. Labeling something debunked does not mean it's debunked. Labeling something fake does not make it fake. If you're going to say things like that, it seems that you should actually prove it somehow. And if it is so fake and so obviously fake, why don't they just easily debunk it? There's that video, and it's on YouTube, where Stephen Colbert debunks Pizzagate. He didn't debunk anything.
There's an interesting comment that Chris Vinci left. Society is becoming sick. But isn't pedophilia what brought down the Romans and Greeks?
Uh, I don't know. I think there's some different theories about that. And I was thinking about this just yesterday. Um, One of the things that some people believe brought down the Roman Empire was they had their military. They had that vast empire, and they had the military. And many of the soldiers were not loyal to Rome. Many of
Mm-hmm.
them were like German barbarians and things like that, that were really more like mercenaries than people that believed in fighting for a cause. And a lot of them people ransacked Rome. A lot of those like German barbarians and such. So, and when you think about it, like, what's the United States military becoming? When you get so many different, they say diversity is a good thing, but no one, but you worry, are people actually going to be loyal to the United States, to America? That's the question I worry about, and I think it's an interesting question to pose. But I was just thinking about that yesterday, and
They're talking about pizza. That
I
makes me
know,
crave for pizza right now.
yeah,
You guys are talking about food.
well, I was gonna say too, we just saw this movie, The Founder.
Oh yeah.
Do not watch The Founder because here's what happens when you watch the movie The Founder. You will find yourself wanting to eat at McDonald's after watching that. Like while I was watching the movie, we ordered delivery from McDonald's because we kept watching. It's like, God, we got to get some McDonald's. And then even after, it's like every day, like while that movie was still fresh in my head, it's like, I just wanted to go to McDonald's really bad after watching The Founder. If you guys know what that movie is, it's a movie where Michael Keaton plays Ray Kroc, who he kind of made McDonald's what it is, the empire that it is, uh, and that's what it's about. It's an okay movie.
Yeah,
It
but
just makes you really want McDonald's really bad.
well, I guess there's an effective strategy to.
I don't think that was the idea.
I wonder if that would be the effect in other people who watch it. I wasn't really paying much attention to it when you were watching it because I was busy.
She didn't really watch it with me, The
Yeah,
Founder.
well, I think I was working then. Ben, thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Can we try to go up? Maybe if we could check any interesting question or comment that we missed. But you know what, guys? Even though we're not able to say hi and send a shout out to you and say your name, we really appreciate
I
that
still
you're
feel
hanging
guilty
with us
for
right now.
I still feel guilty for putting that one user. I don't want them to think that I was angry at them or that they did anything wrong.
Oh,
It's just it was like I hit a button, man. It's
it moves so
as it was
fast.
scrolling, I hit something and then I
Yeah.
just saw. So, but you guys don't time out anyone using caps, do you? All caps? Well, that's annoying, but no, I wouldn't put someone in a timeout for using all caps.
They
But it
don't,
would
it
be annoying,
doesn't,
so don't do that.
yeah, but it's not the basis. Okay.
Norwegian polar
See,
bear
they're talking about food again.
says Burger King is better than McDonald's, I think. Well, that's a matter of opinion. To me, they're kind of different.
Both are good.
Both have their advantages and
Yeah. I think I
disadvantages.
just it depends on my mood. Sometimes I crave for McDonald's, sometimes I crave for Burger King. Right now, I think I want some pizza.
I wanted pizza yesterday, but you didn't want it, so
Because I wanted to get some Chinese food.
we ate wings earlier tonight. We had a big
Oh
feast on
yeah,
chicken wings.
that was yum yum. I know.
Yeah, we every now and then, usually on the weekends, we haven't really done it for a long time, but we go get chicken wings, and they are good. We go just right over here in the mall, just walk over
This
there.
is funny. Chris Vinci said, "I never understood why all the naked statues in Italy and Greece with men and young kids."
I'm not.
Actually, yeah, I know.
They have naked
May,
statues of young kids
maybe
over there. I
I
don't know that
have
I've
to
seen
review
those.
my humanities lessons. Yeah. Yeah, actually, what inspired them to do that kind of art? Anyways, you make me think, Chris
All the hot
Vinci.
men over there inspired them.
Not
If
not
I
even not even naked, the fat man like
if
Buddha,
if
like the big stomach.
if I get in a time machine and travel back, they're gonna be like, "Oh, please take your clothes off. You're too perfect, Travis. We have to immortalize you in art."
Dominic Corsair said, Travis and Ima, can you go to the University of Manchester and read my comment? Ima Travis, yes, we just read it. Is this the university? This in the Philippines, right?
Manchester, England.
Is this along Quezon
Oh, there's a
Avenue?
Manchester in the Philippines.
I think there's a Manchester school along Quezon Avenue. Is that right? That I'm curious now. Well, if your school invites us, just like I remember one of Travis's speaking engagements that I really like is in Xavier University. Yeah, and that was really fun. He also had some speaking engagement that I love in the province. That was fun. Let's
Patch
see.
Keenan says, "When is your mom and dad coming back?" The videos with them were amazing. Well, thank you so much for that, Patch. My dad wants to come back. I know that. My dad talks about it a lot. I think my dad wants to come back this summer, assuming that we're.
Summer of America, not summer of the Philippines. We have
I think
different
he's looking
summer
at coming back
time.
maybe around July, June, July, around that time. If we're still gonna be here, of course. So. But my dad definitely wants to come back really bad. It'd be kind of good because now we're living in a better place than we were. So We're living in a super nice place right now, and it doesn't cost that much more than the old place. Actually,
Yeah,
that's the weird
actually.
thing. And like I'm like, God, we should have been living here. It's only like $25 a month more, and it's like the difference in quality is is so much better.
I think
So
what he loves the most is, oh, I personally love it. Like whenever I get inside, it's like it's just how many meters away from from the hustle and bustle of the city. But when I get inside, it's like, oh, I'm like in a place where I could just relax, where I see greenery, where I see trees, where I see blue, not ocean, but at least swimming pools, and it's just so refreshing to hang downstairs. You know, even at nighttime, it's
the
nice to.
courtyard, we have like a courtyard. We live in these high rises. I'm trying to explain it. Like we live in these high rises. There's these like how many buildings here? Four, is it?
Four, technically four.
And they're like in the middle. There's this really nice courtyard. Yeah, people say, "Oh, I could never live in Metro Manila, like the traffic, the pollution." Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that, and I understand not wanting to deal with that. Trust me, I understand that. But it's amazing how when you go down to that courtyard with the swim, we have all these. We have I don't even know how many swimming pools. Lots of swimming
Nowadays,
pools, really
one,
nice ones.
one.
At least four swimming
Four
pools
for like the for adults
and
and
two kiddie
two kiddie
pools.
pools.
So about six swimming
They
pools.
also have a basketball court. They have a tennis court. They have a gym. And yeah, I'll be selling some units from here.
Yeah.
You
Oh
actually,
yeah,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
common questions that we get are about places to rent and condos to buy. So that's also another thing because it'll be better for us to address questions like this that we get from you if we could just get something that you could easily consider to rent or to buy, something that you've already checked, considering these important factors that you have to consider. Yeah.
But the point was when you go to the courtyard down there, it's quiet, it's cool and breezy. It's a lovely place. You feel like you're in nature. It's just wonderful. You don't feel like you're in a crowded, polluted city when you're down there. You can sit out there day or night, and relax. I sit by the pool and suntan during the day, get a little sun, get a little vitamin D, and then
Stargaze at night.
at night you can stargaze, just kind of relax in the cooler breezes that we've been having. So it's very lovely.
Or you could go swimming. Earlier though, I was like the cool breeze. With the cool breeze earlier, it'd really be so cold to go swimming.
Yeah, that's true. And you have, before I get to Thea Love's comment here, you got some new swimsuits. You don't have them handy though, do you?
It's
Are they
here.
there?
Yeah, I haven't.
Why
I
don't you
haven't.
get those
I
out and
haven't
we'll
tried it
show?
on yet.
She hasn't even tried them on,
I
so we
haven't
don't know
tried it
if they
on.
fit. They look a little big. Something I ordered off the internet for her. So let's let's do a little thing here. I'll pull up the camera so we can see ourselves. Okay. No, you can come here and just unwrap it here. It's okay. Doing a live unboxing here.
This is actually a gift from Travis that
Show them what you got.
I haven't tried it on yet. Okay, this is one. Ta-da!
It's a swimsuit.
Oops.
So,
Okay, try.
girl. Okay, I'll hold it. I'll hold it.
Okay, I'll get the other one.
So, a swimsuit, Supergirl swimsuit. And
And
then
the other one.
she hasn't tried these on yet, so we don't know if they fit.
They look big.
They look kind of big, so I'm not so sure. They only had one
Oh, they
size
said
on the
one
place
size,
I ordered.
one size fits all. But
I ordered these from China and they
and
took
the other
forever.
one is this.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
But these could almost be like,
Yeah.
especially this one, you have it backwards. There you go.
No, this
No.
is the front.
Oh, yeah,
That's
this
the
is the front,
front
yeah.
side.
But these could almost be like even a Halloween costume practically.
You could wear it like
So they look big. She hasn't tried them on yet. I ordered them from China. They only had one size, and they took
they
forever
got
to
here
get here.
later because they sent it on a peak season, Christmas season.
Yeah, they sent it during Christmas season. So, but You'll have to try those on. Maybe you can wear those to the pool if they fit. Like I'm a little worried because they do look big, but
Lloyd B joined us, and he
he's out
has
in California, so he just woke up.
his question is, have you guys been boodled, victimized by boodle
That's
gang
like
before?
is what he's talking about. As he says here, some people would explain that they have like magical powers.
Spell.
There's a gang, Boodle Gang, and basically, supposedly, is what they do. They kind of hypnotize people into handing over their money as they talk to them. They have very strong powers of
Fresh
persuasion,
incident is,
supposedly.
remember I was telling you, I was just reading some posts on the homeowners association of the property, and someone said he didn't he he shared something that he was victimized by it. Like the next thing after that happened, he just realized he just handed her money that she withdrew from her ATM to that person, and she couldn't do anything about it anymore. It's so sad. Oh,
No,
this,
haven't been Boodle
thank
before.
God, but
You
I
gotta
would.
be, it's something to be aware of, though.
Yeah, you don't. Sometimes my friend told me that whenever a stranger approaches her, what she doesn't really look straight at the person's eyes. So because of that, that's the thing. I said personally, this is what I do. I would be just like, you have no power in Jesus' name, in my mind, because I didn't like speak it to the person. You know, you if you're doing something evil, you have no power in Jesus' name.
I wanted to
There, that's powerful.
I want to address Thea Love's comment. That person says, I'm not sure if you're male or female, but you say, I love how you guys talk about the current issues and say your honest opinions. Well, thanks. We try and run this like a radio
Thank you,
talk
Thea
show or something
Loves.
like this. She actually used to host a radio show. I've always been a longtime fan of radio talk shows, and they also say a lot of them are really true, and I suspect you have in,
Respect.
and I respect what you have in mind. P.S. These food comments are making me really hungry.
Exactly. See, it's not only us.
So, let me see here. It's Dominic says Ima will look super Wonder Woman when she wears it. Yeah, hopefully,
I wish it was
hopefully
it
it
was
fits.
working well because I host events. One of the favorite birthday soirees that I hosted, I emceed, was a movie theme party, and so we had to wear we had to wear costumes of but yeah, like, hello, I'm hungry, I think, of our favorite characters, movie characters. And then I dressed up as Supergirl, I think, did I?
Yes.
Yeah. That was really fun.
We have a
Yeah.
picture of us. I think it's on your
And
Facebook,
a
though.
birthday that there was also a birthday party, special birthday party we had, where we dressed up. He dressed up as Superman, dressed up as Supergirl. That was really, it's on my Facebook, I think. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that you should start getting your YouTube channel back up and running.
Speaking of,
I'll type it in
I
here.
have a YouTube channel. It's called Ima Speaks. I have a few videos there, and I'm so thankful to you guys
Let
if
me
you are
check it.
here now on this live stream or if you're watching this recording. Thank you so much. I'm so touched because lately I've been seeing notifications saying that I got new subscribers, and I haven't really uploaded new videos for a long time, and I just so appreciate you for subscribing. But I am looking forward to being able to upload new videos soon.
I'll type it into
The thing is, I just get so busy with many things. Like what I told you, I host events. I I manage executive tours. I also manage Travis's video projects, acting projects, etc. We work together. So I, I, I think I just really have to devote a specific regular time to be able to still upload new videos and all that because I really miss doing my radio show. It's something that I do really love. I love talking to people. One of the segments I had on my radio show was it's called Payong Kaibigan, or where the listeners ask for friendly piece of advice regarding their love life, relationship, family concerns, etc., from something shallow to something deep. And not only I share my family piece of advice, but as well as the listeners. That's something I really miss doing. So let's see. Oh, someone said, John, please more videos about Burgos. Hmm.
We have one. It's a Patreon exclusive, though.
That's a
For those that
documentary.
support me on Patreon, we
Yes.
hidden cameras inside the bars there. So
Yeah. And speaking of, thank you so much to our Patreon family. And you know who you are. We really appreciate you. And this is something that we have long wanted to schedule an exclusive live stream to our Patreon family. I'm not sure if that would be easy to do because you guys, the members of our Patreon family, have, their own work schedule and all that. But we'll see how it could really work out well.
Naricia Lawrence says she likes your glasses.
Thank you so much. I have another pair of glasses that broke.
Her blue ones.
And I love it better, but well, this is really nice. Thank you. Because I Naricia or Narisha. I like wearing the blue glasses I had because I could wear it. It's a better choice for when I do host events because it's I'm not used to wearing contacts and this one is not too doesn't fit well whenever I dress up for events. And Lloyd B asked another question. How do you deal with friends or relatives asking for food or money? I had too many people asking for handouts or wanting to pay for food. First of all, thankfully,
we don't deal with that.
we don't have to deal with that because no one does that, particularly in terms of relatives.
No one does that. Well, I think he's Phil Lamb, so he comes here, and I'm sure he has relatives here. So I think that's what he's
First of
referring
all,
to.
there's nothing wrong about giving. Giving, when you give and you're capable of giving, that's just a sign you're really blessed.
There's nothing wrong with giving if you want to give.
Okay.
Not if they're twisting your arm,
I know,
saying, "Hey, give me your money." Well, then there's a problem.
I understand where Lloyd B is coming from. This is like the level when you could get annoyed because you know that they're capable of helping themselves, right? Anyway, so how do you feel about that, Lloyd?
We don't deal with that. We don't.
Feel free to share that.
We don't have any friends or relatives asking us for food or money.
Actually, what comes to mind is the 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 homeless people.
Yeah. Well, those aren't friends or
homeless
relatives.
People, street children. You know, if you regularly cross this footbridge from SM North EDSA to another mall, Trinoma, which is an Ayala mall. They're not sponsoring us, but just to mention it specifically, you'd see these street children or homeless. They're not really homeless. They live in this kind of area, but you see them every day asking for money. So it's like if you pass by every day, do you really have to give them something every day? So, but it's best to give them food than money actually, especially for those naughty kids on the streets. They would even be so angry if you give them a small amount of money or like coins. They're very choosy. Or they're also kids. You'd give them food, but they would not want the food. They would throw them away. That's so weird. That's crazy. Like what?
Because they want money.
I know, right? So you would want to help them, but they don't have the heart to be thankful to you. Anyways.
Nathaniel Lawless asks, are more videos with your cousin coming? Last year when my cousin came, I think we did 5 videos. We did a 5-video series with him documenting his trip here.
And that was really fun.
It was a great series.
And yeah. And before you move on to the next thing you want to say, and what's so interesting is this, Travis's cousin, Super Cuz Tom, actually told us a very interesting story. He was already in Taiwan waiting for his last leg of his flight back to US, and someone approached him and asked him if he was the one he saw on the video. Or I think he said, "I saw you on Travis' video," right? How did Tom say that?
He was at the airport in Taiwan on his flight back. He's not in the Philippines anymore. He flew back. Uh, but he said when he had a long layover in Taiwan, and someone came up and they said, "Oh yeah, I watched you and Travis's videos." But it's also funny. Not only was he recognized when he was at the airport in Taiwan, his first day after we picked him up from the airport here, we were walking through the mall when we were going to get, as you saw that food that we ate on the first day,
Yeah.
the chicken and the other stuff. I said we ordered food from three places. We walked through SM North over to Ayala to eat, and someone, as we were walking through SM, someone came up to me and he said, "Hey, I watch your videos, Travis, and they're really nice and stuff." And then he saw my cousin and he goes, "Oh, and I've watched you too." Then my cousin's like, "Oh, people are already recognizing me here."
That's
So,
fun.
but
Yeah.
but no, unfortunately, there will not be any more videos. I know last year we did that whole wonderful series documenting his trip. It's really just going to be the one video
Yeah.
this time. So
Schedules did
we
not
didn't
make.
see him very much when he was here,
Yeah.
so I did not film very much with him. What I filmed, pretty much everything I filmed is what you saw
On
in
the
that other
vlog.
video.
Yeah.
So sorry about that, but maybe he's listening to this. He listens to these at while he's at work. He listens to the replays. So maybe he will hear that you wanted to see more of him.
Yeah. And let's see. Glass Legend hashtag. That's your name, right? I was just in a really crappy mood and email just flashed it away. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that Glass Legend hashtag or Glass Legend. Well, this, you know what? It always warms our hearts whenever we hear from you guys. It could be via email, a comment, and just like now and just what you said, because we hear people say, the videos inspire them, the videos entertain them, the videos inspire them. And that simple remark from you guys is so fulfilling on our end. You may not see what really goes behind the camera, especially I do my part and Travis does a lot of work to keep making these videos for you guys. And so these comments that we hear from you really mean a lot. Thank you.
Lloyd says some relatives also ask me some money to pay some of their bills, internet, electrical bills. Lloyd, you don't got to give them money. You just need to focus on supporting us with your money because man, I and in fact he did. I think he still
Yeah,
is on Patreon. So he actually does this. I'm saying he needs to do this, but he actually does do this through supporting us on Patreon. The link is in the description. But I bought a lot of new stuff, some of which I haven't even shown you guys yet. Well, one of them's this microphone. I used this the first time yesterday. Of course, I showed this in some videos. This G7X I bought. I bought I bought some other stuff too, but I'm not going to reveal that just yet. I actually spent a lot of money this past December just buying new gear, new equipment, stuff to hopefully help me take this channel to the next level, continue doing really great work, tools to aid me in bringing you guys the best alternative content because you don't, if you guys are like me, you don't want to watch most TV shows. They're boring. They're all the same lame old stuff that you've seen a million times, and they're going to like force feed you their agendas, their political messages, which many of you guys don't like, don't agree with. So I'm here providing this alternative entertainment for you, and we might start live streaming more often. We will see how it goes.
the demon horse. What is going on? I just joined. Don't worry, you're still here. And you can also watch the recording later on so you could catch what you missed. Hopefully, the recording is complete. And Sarah Ismail, yes, I really love you guys so much and enjoy watching you. We do also love hearing this from you. Thank you so much, Sarah, and hope you're having a good day. And of course, to all of you, I just hope I could mention all your names straight in one line, but the comments are really moving so fast as well.
The BB Bruiser says, I never give money to vloggers who can work. I give only private donations to elderly and smokers.
Well, you
And that's all fine.
that's you're entitled to that. If that's what you want, then you can do that.
That's all fine and dandy, and I'm okay with that. But keep in mind, do you go to movies? Do you maybe you don't? Do you pay for cable? Do you buy music online? It's supporting independent artists that are spending their own time and money to bring you. We do work. We're vloggers, but we do work, and we've shared some of our work with you. If you watch my vlogs, we share. We don't share everything with you. Not every time we work or every time we do a job, sometimes that's not possible. But even like that whole like trip, I didn't have to shoot that for you guys. If you watch that whole documentary film I uploaded last week, we were working on that trip. I did that aside from the work, and just to bring you guys something cool. We were doing you something cool. I felt it would be a great service to you guys to do that, but that wasn't part of my job. My job, your job, was organizing and hosting the tour, and my job was to the photographer. I was the official photographer, and I did that in my spare time when I didn't have to
And
shoot him.
yeah,
So supporting independent artists is not a bad thing to do with your money if you really like what you do and you really value it, as opposed to going and watching the crappy new Star Wars movie that or buying the new Lady Gaga song. I don't know that you do any of that, but I'm just saying I think a lot of these people that say I'm not going to support someone on Patreon, they should just go out and work. Well, we do work, we do have jobs, but it's hypocritical because then they'll go to the movie theater and watch Star Wars. They'll go make the rich richer instead of supporting an independent artist. And even if you don't support me, if there's other people, there's a lot of independent artists out there that are still trying to emerge. So I mean, if you really like what someone does, supporting them with a few bucks a month is not a bad thing to do. Especially like if you're one of those people that are going and watching Star Wars and supporting that crap. And me, I'm pretty much done with Hollywood. I can't stand anything they're producing. I'm so sick of being, they expect me to make them rich while they preach these messages at me that I don't want to hear, I don't like. Just like Netflix this week, it's been in the news. They released a trailer for that controversial new show. I think it's called Dear White People, where they're telling white people. I guess I saw the thing online. It's funny. It's all thumbs down on it, but where they're preaching at white people, it seems, of what's acceptable for our behavior. It's like, do I really need to hand over Netflix money for them to like preach these things at me every time you log into Netflix? Oh, they have a thing, Dear White People, as if there's something wrong with me, my original sin of being white. So rather than support something like Netflix that's going to have many things that you guys don't agree with, supporting independent art, I support some people on Patreon. If you really believe in what someone's doing, it's not a bad way to spend money. So
well,
that's what I would say about that.
talking about this, these 2 points came to mind. Number one, even before our Patreon family started supporting us, we have been making videos because we really have this strong desire to simply make these videos to entertain you, inspire you, and inform you. We don't have any personal interest, like it's not like I'm running for president or something like that just to promote myself. Number two, I told you this one time. There are many times that I feel like wish we didn't need to vlog because I just want to relax. For example, when Travis said, when Travis talked about the one of the newest vlogs we have featuring the tour that I managed, although of course we did not show my guest, my British client, to respect his privacy, we could have merely totally focused on our project, on our job. But we went out of our way to be able to shoot something to share our experience with you so you could also see that side of the Philippines, the things you could do there, and just the interesting things we experienced that could be helpful to you in one way or the other. So it's not like we did it because we're free to do that. We have extra time to do that. We actually were doing something, but we really exerted our time and effort to do that for you as well. So, you know,
Yeah, and actually, you told me, I think before Christmas, you said, I kind of was happier in a way before we were vlogging so much. Uh, and I kind of agree because a lot of the times you don't want to deal with it. So I made a conscious decision, like even my cousin, he said when he was here, I noticed you haven't been vlogging very much this year. I kind of made a conscious decision to cut back on the vlogging, especially some of the really personal stuff. Although that video with him was very personal, but it was a good video and people really seemed to enjoy it. So, oh, Timothy Olson says, oh, okay. I was reading his comment.
go ahead because I
But
was gonna add something to that.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I think the key word there is balance. It's so fun. It's so good to vlog because it's not just to showcase what we do, but basically we share with your experience because it could be a source of information for you as well, you know. So at the same time, we're human beings. We also need time to relax without thinking of other things, without being preoccupied of, yeah, we have to do this. Of course, when you vlog, it's not just, oh, you just shoot it, like just, just
Yeah,
hold
there's a
it,
lot of work
hold
involved.
it, hold it when you're just relaxed. You can just put your hand there, like on your side, and the camera would be capturing you, and that would not be a good angle. That would not be a good shot. So there are various factors to consider as well.
Well,
Vlogging is,
also like what he doesn't understand, like I said at the beginning, I've been doing this for 10 years now. They don't understand all the hard work and struggle, all the thousands and thousands of dollars of my own money that I spent on this. So they don't know what the work involved, but there were some good comments here I want to get. I see Renat Galin is writing something with Russian text. Is that really Vladimir Putin? Am I being hacked like John
how
Podesta? Oh my goodness.
would
Hillary, get in here. Protect me from these evil Russians.
hi Rena, how would I read
Uh,
that? Is there anyone among you guys here who could read that or who could
I don't
translate
know if
that?
it's anything. Thea Love says, okay, just notice this. But is that a Tom Brady painting on the poster or wall? You didn't see any of the videos with my cousin. My cousin painted that. No, that's not Tom Brady. That's Travis Kraft.
Yeah.
I should actually do like a photo of the painting next to the photo he painted it from. But my cousin painted
That'd be
that
interesting.
while he was here. He
On
did,
his first trip.
yeah, he didn't really get to finish it, but
Yeah,
it
it's
still
not
looks
finished
pretty
yet, but it
good.
looks good.
It looks pretty good, and he also saw it when he came into our place on this last vlog. So yeah, but it looks pretty
So
good.
that's
That's
Tom Callison's artwork. In
it's
this
not Tom
one,
Brady, it's me.
yeah, but Tom did that. That's his artwork. And the other painting actually was a gift for us. I was invited to host an art exhibit opening,
We have a
and
vlog with that too, where you
yeah,
host that.
and I did it for the love of it, just to support him. And I didn't expect that he would give me this gift. That
That
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah, the artist's name is Ombok William Moore. Yeah, he was featured on TV as well. He's really doing a great
He's
job.
really good,
And
yeah.
I'm so happy to see him getting all this kind of progress in his art and in his career. Yeah. So let's see.
Glass
Best.
Legend says, "Hey Travis, how do you rate your YouTube channel as in ESBR? E equals for everyone. Uh, I don't know what the S, B, or R stand for in that, so I don't know what to compare it
If
to.
you could if
What are
you
my
could
other options?
say a lot, that's fine. It's okay. It's kind of far from the computer, so yeah, maybe it was not easy to recognize it. But it's good that you noticed it. Thank you.
Glass Legend says, E is for everyone. Would I say my channel is for everyone? I would say yes to some extent. Not every video I have is for everyone. A lot, and keep in mind, you're watching the Travis Kraft channel. I started this channel just as a personal thing that it's really what I want to do. There's no real actually even theme. And if you're going to start a YouTube channel, especially if you want to start really a successful channel, don't run a channel this way. This channel has no real theme except it's about what I want to do. It features me and my friends. And my older videos, like a lot of them were silly little things, but really, really fun stuff. So it's really just about what I want to do in life. So, so I mean, is it for everyone? For the most part, yes. I think everyone can. I think everyone could find something on this channel to enjoy. Because before I started doing vlogging, the videos I used to do they were much more diverse. Usually silly things, funny things. Glass Legend says M is for mature. Well, I would say for
I
the
think they have. It's better if your viewers are mature, so they would understand and appreciate the videos better.
my audience has gotten
They
older
have to
since
be.
coming the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's better if the viewer is also open-minded because if you just read the different kinds of comments, you'd see actually when you read comments, you could also tell something about their personalities, about their personalities, their attitudes, and the thing I would say, if even though you asked Travis about that, the videos on this YouTube channel are or could be for everyone. But when we make videos, when Travis makes these videos, we don't think about will this please everyone? Because if that would be your aim, then you will not be able to share or express your pure, sincere, what do you call this? Thoughts, ideas, experience that you think would be helpful to others. Because if you would just always think of what would please everyone, what would not make them, because there are people like what I said earlier. There are people who would still. Let me try to check. I think I want to read my exact post, but you can go ahead.
When you try and please everybody, you please nobody. So, and you can't try. My channel for the most part is very wholesome, but if there's you'd be amazed at how many people on a daily basis tell me how offensive I am. Just by
Yeah.
silly little things. Now, do I have any channels that are 18 and plus? Well, I have a few that are age restricted, not by my choice, by YouTube. I have a video, like as this guy said, he's not going to give money to, and like they think you make a lot of money off those little ads and stuff. Think about this. I have my most popular video. More people watch my most popular video than watch the Super Bowl. Do you know how much money I made from it? Nothing. I made absolutely nothing. It has almost 140 million views, which is way more than watch the Super Bowl even, but I've made nothing from it.
Another video is the cockfighting fight in the Philippines, which is a
Yeah,
common.
that too.
It's a common sight in the
I'm gonna get a
Philippines,
drink.
especially in the provinces or just even in Manila or Quezon City.
Be careful, you're gonna
You'd
make a
also
lot of
see in a
interference.
squatters area doing this cockfight. But did YouTube restrict that? Age restrict
Yes.
that? Yeah. So it's you couldn't really tell what they would wanna be seen or not. But of course, based on experience and based on observation, they have their personal agenda or like preferences on what they want people to see, especially if they're aligned to their agenda.
The
Okay.
Illuminati.
Let
But you
me
didn't hear that from me.
that's what we.
George,
That's actually what we see on many videos, and
by the way, George Soros, he bought stock in Alphabet, which owns Google and owns YouTube. Alphabet. George Soros bought stock in it and Netflix. So think about that. And to say I'm not going to give my money to an independent artist like Travis, but I'm okay to buy a Netflix subscription and support George Soros, an evil billionaire that's basically a real life James Bond villain. It's to me it's silly. So think
okay,
about it that way. That's some food for thought, guys.
okay.
But sorry, go
You
ahead.
can sip that drink. You can have a sip, and
It's just
for
carbonated
for
water.
this was already mentioned by Travis and me earlier. But if you just joined us a few minutes ago, the post of Travis that said so far 2017 is a great year for me and an amazing year for the USA. Very positive, right? And so looking at the comments to that post of Travis, this is what came to mind, and I shared this on Facebook. I said, negative people find this post negative. Why? No matter how purely positive your statement or perception of things is, people can still find negativity in it as long as their mind and heart are filled with the same negativity towards life, may it be the simplest or the biggest aspect of life. That is definitely not a healthy attitude, though. That there are countless reasons to be thankful for every day. That is how amazing God is. Travis is merely thankful and appreciative of what God has for him now and in the future. For negative people, or to be specific, actually, negative friends, followers on any social media to unfriend you and follow you for a mere heartfelt expression of how positive and hopeful you are is actually what's healthy for you. That's what I believe, and I think that's really true. It's a blessing, it's an advantage for you. What we need to surround ourselves are like minded people who see the good, uplift other people, and do their best to live by faith and not by sight. This is in connection to when Glass Legend hashtag asked about if the channel or the videos are for everyone. Anyways, moving on.
Did you ever resolve the issue? Timothy Olson says, "Did you ever resolve the issue with the black guy who threatened you, Travis?
Which one is
Who
this?
said there was?" Well, I get so many death threats. That's another thing that I'm not joking. A lot of people don't realize I get a lot of death threats doing this, and that's why they think like I don't know. They think I'm getting rich doing this, or I don't know. But you get a lot. There's like also a bad side. I get a lot of death threats. I think he's talking about the one that I talked about in a video. A black guy like said he was gonna have me murdered. He was gonna pay someone to murder me. Well, I don't know what happened to him, but I'm clearly still here, alive and well, my friend.
Thank
So
God.
for me, it turned out well. And someone that's going around talking like that, telling them that they're gonna have they're gonna have you murdered, that's probably not a very happy person in life.
Like what my like what the pastor said in the church, hurt people.
Yeah, hurt people,
So
hurt people. He
shout
probably
out
has some
to
dark things going on in his life, or maybe he's just messing around. I understand a lot of people that troll and stuff. To them, I think somehow they think it's cathartic and they're getting out a lot of anger out of their system and they're just having fun. So, I mean, I don't that doesn't mean it's okay or a good thing, but I understand how it is. I don't take most of that stuff
yeah,
too
that was really
seriously.
timely when Pastor Nolan Galido, I'm not sure if you're watching, said that, and that was really good. I never forget that. And let's see what
Well,
else.
we've been going on a really long time here. I didn't mean to go this long, so we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, we could. Let me just
And
try
we have a
to.
video coming out. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, by the way, maybe if you haven't seen that, there's this one vlog that I would really love you to see because it's a different experience that we had. It was actually a first time for me to do all these water sports activities. It was first time for Travis for some of them, but for the other one, it wasn't his first time. And it's something that I think you would really have fun watching. Which vlog is this? I can't remember the title, but it features some fun,
Scuba diving,
exciting
parasailing.
water sports
That's
activities
two
that we
videos back. It's
experienced.
like 3 videos back, I think.
It's part of
Uh,
the
the
series of,
thumbnail's of me scuba diving,
yeah,
so you will.
it's as part of that series where I managed a VIP tour and Travis was a documentarian, meaning he was the official photographer and videographer. And
I can probably
get,
post the link.
yeah,
Hold on.
I would like to check if we could still,
I'll post the link so after we
okay.
sign off, they can go and watch.
Right.
I gotta pull
I
it
would
up here
wanna
though.
watch. Let's see. I would wanna watch. No, I meant I would wanna see if we could still send shout outs to the other wonderful people who joined us on this live stream. And hopefully we're not missing any interesting questions. But you know what? If we are not able to address any question you have right now, because we of course have to go off soon, and I know you guys will also have to do your things and keep your schedule for the day, so we might have to
I'm
say
trying to get the
goodbye in a
link.
few minutes.
We also have some good videos coming out. We'll have a video coming out in about 2 days, a workout video. That's going to be a good one.
And
But it's about more than working out. So
yes,
even if you don't work out, you'll definitely get some value out of
it's
it.
very timely because they say the day of love is coming up. And oh, one of the most common questions you also get, aside from um, questions about traveling to the Philippines and all that, we also get questions about dating, about visa, and for dating, actually, we will be making more videos about dating that would also be very helpful and insightful, I
We have
think,
some good
for
stuff
many
coming.
of you guys. And so watch out for that.
Let me just check to see if there's lag with this. I'll open up the stream in another window here.
Yeah, so please bear with us for a little bit while we check that.
Let me see. Hopefully this worked well with this microphone, and
We also get questions about
seems to be
dating.
slight lag.
I wonder which part you are
I'd
watching
have to
right now.
unplug the mic to be able to hear it, but we can wrap this
It
up.
takes a little bit before you could really hear it when you remove the mic. Do you wanna plug the
Dominic
mic?
says, last question. I guess he feels this is an important one. Last question before you wrap
Something got
up.
into my eyes.
Which is better, studying abroad or studying here in the Philippines? Well, that depends what you're studying and what you want to do afterwards. It all depends on that. So I can't really say like because it totally depends on what you study and what you want to do.
It also depends on the university that you'll be going to in the Philippines.
Good point.
I would say, modesty aside, depending on where or which university you want to go to, which school you want to go to out of the Philippines, maybe a university in the Philippines, the top-notch universities in the Philippines would still be better than those outside. But
Well,
of
if you're
course,
going to try and be a doctor, though, like they
it
won't
really
honor a
depends on
medical degree, I don't
the
think, from
degree, on the
here.
course that you
Yeah.
would want to take, you know. So it's a very broad question, but thank you for asking, Dominic Arceo. Let's see.
But we got to wrap this up. I think, guys, though, we'll do this maybe more often. Maybe we can set a dedicated time so you guys know when to show up. It would probably be mornings for us, so it's nighttime for people in the United States, is what I'm thinking. Maybe we can even do it, say, a couple times a week, but we do it shorter, around an hour only. We've gone. I want to keep this actually down to about an hour. So, but we went way over that. So, thank you guys for joining us.
And yes, thank you so much. I'm trying to scroll up if I can still try to greet the other people. Okay. Well, you know what? We always say 1 hour only, but because you guys are
To keep
so
us up.
wonderful to have with, it gets longer. Thank you once again. Have a great weekend. God bless. Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys. I'll shut it off when I see it here. Yeah. Give me the black. The black.